I don't know if this is an AI song or if this is a real person. But I think this is my pledge, my anthem. Even if I walk down the aisle, we gotta play this because a motherfucker gotta know what the fuck going on. There's a quiet kind of power living deep within. No rush, no noise, just me and my breath. A woman in alignment. I'ma share this video in the comment section. Listen to it a few times. My reflection doesn't question what I am. She already knows I'm part of a bigger plan. Every line on me feels soft and divine. If you're not a part of that bigger plan, back the fuck up. I don't need to be loud to be seen. There's a prison in me that shifts the scene. I think I probably wrote this in my sleep. Attract. Everything I want knows where I'm at. And when I move it all aligns like life is reading my mind. She knows who she is. Ooh. Beautiful without trying. Beautiful without trying. Confident. My body speaks in the language of ease. Every movement flows like a warm summer breeze. Hips slow, heart calm. I'm gonna have to make my AI song. This it's too many people. Check that song out. Something sacred in the way I exist. I came to give this short video before I go work for a corporation. Okay. Beauty in my thoughts, grace in my tone. Peep game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn it off because it's so powerful. I'll just listen to it like it speaks for itself, right? We have always been at war, okay? We have always been at war. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we come from. We don't know what lineage we come from. The last thing we need is disturbances. The last thing we need is disturbances from our skin folks. We already got to deal with other skin folks. But our skin folks giving us problems. The last thing a divine feminine need is another being in their femininity, but they're not of the same gender, lashing out at them. Do you know how many people? I was doing a live over here and I was having mixed drinks, and there was a guy named Solomon over here, and he was like, I could beef up your channel. You need he was like, you need static, like you need disturbances. Before I know it, he was standing up and he kept trying to do this dance and cast spells. Like, I'm sitting down doing a live and he's up casting spells towards me. And my neighbor said, why do you keep doing that? Don't make us get the guillotine on my life. Don't make us get the guillotine. Now, how you started drinking and all of a sudden you're casting stuff at me, right? Let's get that sister going, okay? Ancient. So that was an all-out drama. Like, literally, we got in the position of laying hands. Okay? We was out there. His wig was somewhere, my wig was somewhere. Like, unreal. So we're already being poisoned, intoxicated, hit with all types of frequencies. The last thing I need is somebody that's a practitioner coming to me to attack me, to think that I want to attack them. If I'm not able to speak my mind, I feel like it's a lot of people you could play target practice on with your magic and your work. We as a collective, we're supposed to unite. The game is divide and conquer, okay? That's why I clearly stated that anybody else that drove truck or got inspired by me, leave me out of it. I don't care. I'll see you on the road. Somebody gonna disrespect you. Let's see if you run up on them the way you talking to me. Because you're gonna meet a lot of people to show you that your 80,000 pound ton truck ain't shit. They'll sacrifice their life. Okay? You're gonna have more than enough people out there giving you gray hairs. So, a person like me that want people to eat clean, do better, become self-sustained, plant trees, plant fruits and vegetables, harvest herbs, identify plants. The last thing she needs is turbulence. Any turbulence that comes to me is by design, and you become the enemy. You work for them. You are an agent. You are a non-playing character that has gotten close to me. Now, it seems like I'm to the point now where I must move back. I think I'm taking a lot of risks by even being public on social media. Okay? I've been on social media over 10 years. There's no engagement. Okay? There's not enough engagement for what I'm talking about. And then the few that I do allow in my space burn the bridges down so fast. It's crazy. Spirit, can we get a crystal for today? Imagine that. You burn the bridge down faster than you got it there. Every little thing trigger you. See, this is power. This is a crown. Why did this crown come out? Do you see how this looks? This is not just a crystal. It's embedded in gold. Koh-i-Noor diamond, mistake. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. So, we're around here lashing out at people and waiting 4 and 5 days to do so. That's a problem, okay? I'm not taking back anything I've said. I'm unapologetic. You got people with their foot on our necks right now. You're not lashing out at them. You're not trying to veto them. You're not wishing bad on them. You're not telling them about your family and how they came down with irreversible or detrimental diseases. And it's lightly threatening. Like it's put out there to try to program my psyche to punish itself. You've been warned, and anybody else have been warned. I'm not the one, and I'm not going to waste my time. There's a lady that has been calling me for a year and a half. She calls like every 6 months, like she's trying to test my temperature. She wants a reading, she wants work, she wants products. I say you cannot get products until you get a reading. How do I know what energy and intent to put in your products if I haven't read your issue, your concern? She say, how much a reading? I tell her how much the reading is. She said, okay, I'll get back with you. This has happened 3 times in over a year. Before I went up north, she called. While I was up north, she called. Now I'm back, she called. No results. These things linger like moths. I've had an issue with a female who I supported through thick and thin with her being attacked by weapons, invisible weapons. They're real. Okay? She's under some psyops control. We met in Hollywood. We went out. We had a good time. Even with her problems, thinking people was following us and stalking us, I still ignored it and observed her. I wanted to see what she was going through. She was not a threat. Once I brought her into my palace, she became a threat, a physical threat. And I had to remove her from my palace, my little Barbie doll house. Okay? No different than the Solomon character. Just flip the switch. And when people, let me tell you something. I've been in situations where people try to get under my skin. And I be in slap-a-hole mode. Straight up. And it's something that can turn you on and it's hard for you to turn back off. You barely can walk away. You literally want to lay hands on a person. And you have to have so much constraint not to lay hands on a person. I don't care if they're bigger and badder than me. Sooner or later, you could tell when somebody tugging at your heartstrings, your emotions, your psyche. And you like, get down or lay down. You know what I mean? And they have a frequency that it can turn on to bring you up to like 3,000 in seconds. In seconds. And you have to be very careful with these people. Okay? The other truck driver slamming the doors. Slamming the doors. Another one came down here with $200,000 worth of credit cards, but still stole my cash. I got it back because I had my mother on the speakerphone, and I said, I'm about to go across the street and confront this dude. He took the money that the guy gave me, okay? She said, yeah, you need to go across there and get that money. That's just too much money to be missing. We leave and go to the store and come back. She threw the money on the floor. The money was spread all over the floor, the cash. I don't know what I'm dealing with. My mom always say, why do people have to lie to you? Why do people have to try to impress you? Mom, I'm only being me. When I was sleeping in that RV, when I was sleeping in my van, when I was sleeping in that car, when I was restless and would go sleep in Walmart parking lot, I would literally go sleep in the so-called FEMA camp parking lot because it was more peaceful than my home. But y'all not about to play me no more. Run up. That's all I could tell you. Run up. In the spiritual or the flesh, run the fuck up. I'm not the motherfucking one. Now here I am getting a little bit of peace and people want to disturb me. We're not going to have that. We're absolutely not going to have that. Just as sure as you seek guidance, just as sure as you can be blinded, confused, discombobulated, and ignored. Your cry for help will never be served. Again, like I say, in this realm of existence, we're already living in a world where our elders, our forefathers and foremothers left us abandoned. We are up against something that is deeper and more vast than what we can perceive. And anybody that's bringing chaos or disturbances into your life, you eliminate them, null and void. You dismiss them. You dismiss them as fast as a white woman at a cash register. Say it again. You dismiss them as fast as a white woman at a cash register. Have a good day. Okay, have a good night. You could probably come back in there 3 times, but she gonna dismiss your ass. She's not literally talking to you. She's telling you, shoe fly. There's no way this blue crowned jewel came out. Blue for communication, crown for your heart, your head. And it says mistake. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. So if you're not willing to make mistakes, you don't know what's possible in this realm of existence. Okay? I'm thinking, there was a guy that, I got to make this example. There was a guy that come to the flea market. He brought pie. He was trying to make bean pies, replicate Muslim bean pies. And I told him what to do to make it oily, fluffy, light. He finally did it. And I was like, this is perfect. Me, I had no business eating his food. He would take me out, never ask for nothing. But he ate my food, too, that I cooked. But it's just the point. I'm out here doing magic. And you're giving me pies and stuff you're conjuring up in your kitchen. Okay? Peep game. Finally, he was talking about something. And I was explaining something. We're just having a conversation because I had people in the background. I had an audience. And he was like, why do you think, he just snapped. Why do you think I don't know that? Why do you think I need your advice? Well, you've actually been giving me a tip for trying your pie. You've been paying me. You've been taking me out. Why all of a sudden if it's a problem for me to talk now? Why all of a sudden is it a problem for me to explain stuff that you possibly might know? Why not just steer the conversation or change the conversation? Why would you snap on me and disrespect me? And lo and behold, there was somebody in the background and said, why are you talking to her like that? I thought y'all was having friendly conversation. Yeah, this person has snapped on me more than once and abandoned me more than once. Just luckily, this person does not seem threatening, okay? But once they joined a fraternity, I asked them, I said, are you still in the fraternity? Yeah, until I die. After that, we didn't talk no more. It was like they got a gist of their own medicine. Why, at 50-something years old, you need to join a fraternity? Spirit, any other coin? Look at any other coin, any other gem? It's time to take a leap of faith, people, because you're going to be stuck around people. Carnelian explorer. Yeah, tiger's eye. You know that what that is, courage and protection. Carnelian, we needed these. We needed these yesterday with the devil energy. But they come out today. This is saying amplify and strengthen your core, your roots, your crown, and your sacral energy, and your solar plexus. Tiger's eye can go for the solar plexus, all of it. It all needs root, from the root to the solar plexus. Carnelian, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bow lines. Sail away from the safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sails. Explore, dream, and discover. Tiger's eye, courage. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. So this is saying, put all bullshit aside. You know people go through stress, trauma, and bullshit. Put all the bullshit to the side and still love, still have compassion for people. I do what I can, okay? Like I say, we're already dealing with enough energy war, enough toxins on our head to have to deal with people in their miserable lives. And I'm not calling this person miserable. I'm speaking an example. Get the fuck out your feelings. People in their miserable lives sitting in there with photos and voodoo dolls and magic and directly trying to inflict it on you. There's a guy right now in Ohio. Left me message after message. Who do you think you are? You sold out. You're one of them. Why is your life so perfect? Why are you this? Why are you that? Why would I explain everything about my life so you could use it against me? So you could throw it in my face? So that you can try to use it as a hurdle in my life, a setback. Just because you wear all your problems on your shoulder don't mean I have to wear all my problems on my shoulder. Ashe. This person was more disturbed that I had a job and a car and a house than to ever actually try to use that influence and inspiration to grow. They didn't look at it as, I'm going to take this flame and this fire and this energy and go with it. They said, I'm going to quiz her. And then brought on a troll too. Had a female troll. I was running a GoFundMe to put a fence around the house. Because I live in a very high foot walking area. High traffic area. To be a new homeowner, I was running a GoFundMe. And if you want to, you can always support the channel and send something to Cashap or GoFundMe, right? Now, his troll, they know each other, came to the page and said, what do you have to hide? Wait a minute. Why do you want people to have access to me? And why are you asking me, what am I hiding? This was at the time that I was envisioning how I was going to have my garden laid out and my tools and stuff to work the garden and my shed and stuff. So I wanted to close it in. I didn't want no problems. Who would approach you and say, what do you have to hide because you want to support on building a privacy fence? You don't think that's a little disturbing? That somebody randomly would be annoyed because you're asking for a fence and they're saying, what do you have to hide? Like, that's like a police or something saying, why you want your fence so high? What are you hiding? These ain't nothing but agents. That's why get grounded, get protected, have the courage and the wisdom to keep moving. And then think about it. This person telling me all the countries they're traveling to and eventually going to go to. And now, I done put in for my renewal of my passport. Mentally put it in. I need to go take the photo. I'm supposed to be flying out to go see the person, and they snapping on me. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Bitch, you still traveling solo. You can't even go out the country and trust a motherfucker. Like you can't put your shit to the side until we touch bases and leave and come back. Thanks for doing it early. You might abandon me on a trail or a mountain some fucking where. Thanks for doing it early. This is not the first time this person snapped on me. Jade. Beautiful. Fear. Ain't that some fear came out? Becoming fearless isn't the point. That's impossible. Yeah, fight or flight. You got to know when to fight or flight. That's impossible. It's learning how to control your fear and how to be free from it. Why is it that I'm enjoying myself, my vibration high, my energy high, and somebody wants to strike attention on me as if like, yeah, bitch, I'll create a voodoo doll on you. This is what I did to my parents. I'll do it to you too. Don't play with me. I win my battles, right? Why is it somebody minding their business? If you hurt or if you in pain, you can't cope. A week from now, you're still going to be going through the same problems. You think you got it all out with me? No, you're about to go through the same problems, if not more, because you're not going to have nobody to punch on. You're not going to have nobody to vent with. You're not going to have nobody collaborating with your vision or goals. You're burning bridges. You're literally burning bridges. And you only have so many. So yeah, don't seek no type of fear. Have the courage. Be mindful. Be ready to set sail and travel within your endeavors. That could be physically leaving the country, going to another city or state. That could be spiritually venturing out by doing meditation, yoga, and cleansing. Okay? One more card, Spirit, and then I'll let it go. Oh, I'm going to make it quick with these. That's crazy. Okay. The Great Star of Africa, Envy. You can't make this shit up. Amber, Healing. Lepidolite. Clemency. And Amethyst. Temperance, Balance. Let's do the Great Star of Africa first. Envy. Envy is the religion of the mediocre. Envy is the religion of the mediocre. I'm sitting up here saying they using silent weapons for quiet wars on us, whether that's biograde, energy, frequency, whatever, your cell phone, these devices, these smart devices, these smart cars. And you got time to have envy or jealousy for somebody? That is so mediocre. Envy is the religion of mediocre. It comforts them. It soothes their worries. It comforts them. It soothes their worries, allowing them to justify their meanness. Allowing them to justify their meanness and their greed until they believe these to be virtues. It's sad. Amber, Healing. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Didn't I just tell you? The devil, through the water, and the tunnel, the home, the light. Healing. The wound is the place where the light enters you. Lepidolite, Clemency. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. I forgive all my enemies. Okay? I forgive all my enemies. Because I'm gonna get my rest. We already have a battle where they're programming people, putting nanoparticles of people, taking them of their free will, taking them of their free power, controlling their mind. Meaning if they want their hand to raise, go back down. If they want them to swerve the car, they'll do it. They got instantaneous remote control capabilities on people. We just dealt with a pandemic where they actually put the robot in you. The self-assimilating robot. So now I don't know if you're a cry for help, or I don't know if you're serious. I don't know if you was the closest thing to me by you donating to my channel, and then you feel like you can attack me after that, like my guard was down. Funny thing, I didn't even have your number saved. Didn't even have the old text messages from just 4 days ago. So you decided to reflect on our conversation. Why would I take back anything I'm saying? You came to me. But you didn't like the answers. You didn't like the reaction. You didn't like the feedback. That's not my problem. That's like me going to a celebrity. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Can you give me words of inspiration? And all this fantasy I've been fantasizing about with them, they just say, keep up the good work. Something simple, something like, dang, I drove all the way up here, bought this new outfit to do this, and that's all they could tell me? Listen, no, they're not attracted to you. No, they don't want you. This is not for the example. I'm not correlating this. I'm just giving a vast example. Amethyst, temperance. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Okay? Y'all, everything in moderation. I will no longer, if you get a reading from me, if you get services from me, or if you get products from me, I'm no longer speaking to you after the service or after the product. You will have your instructions on how to do whatever you need to do. The only way I will keep going back and forth with you on a text message, no, we're not friends. No, we're not associates. You bought a product, okay? You're not talking to Walmart. You're not talking to Macy's. You're not talking to Louis Vuitton every day. No, that shit is done. Okay. One final card, Spirit, before I... Aztec gold and fluorite. Our eyes are bigger than our stomachs, and that we have more curiosity than understanding. We grasp at everything but catch nothing except wind. Ashe? So, this person snapped on me a few months ago. Okay? We had a disagreement. Okay? And this person said they wanted nothing to do with me no more while they was in Mexico. Okay? Just to turn around and celebrate. They say they weren't going to do trucking school. Just to turn around 3-4 months later and text me their certificates that they were qualified to go get their license from the DMV. Okay? And I said, congratulations. I could paraphrase, but I think I could get this one. I said, congratulations. I'm glad you are catching up to your reality. Just for them to turn around and say they're with a trainer and that they're not going to be driving trucks. They don't like it. Then why are you in the truck with your trainer? So you're willing to put all your feelings to the side and collect that money. You feel me? Why are you telling a person who has invested 15 years in driving truck that you don't want to drive truck? Why do you think I want to hear that? Why do you think I care? You think you rescuing me? You don't think I know how to walk away? You don't think I know how to go to another country and start a new life? We grasp at everything, but we catch nothing except wind. I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. You pretty much can't live off the grid nowhere. You're going to need some type of funding. And you could go there and live, but the villages and stuff really going to look at you like something's wrong. Fluorite, victory. I came, I saw, I conquered. That's all that mattered. We got to quit letting these people politely, in the shadows, conquer us. Anybody bring in war to your doorsteps, drama to your doorsteps, nagging ass bullshit to your doorstep, please by all means dismiss them. When do you draw the line? When do you Stop allowing your children to nag you. I'm not talking about neglected children. I'm talking about using reverse psychology on you. Then want to be your friend 2 weeks later. Mom, you don't do this for me. You don't do that for me. You never do this, never do that. I don't trust you. I don't love you. Then finally, they see you ignore their ass, and now they love you. They see they can't pull the wool over your eyes. Now, this person apologized for their schizo ways, hypothetically, theoretically, and allegedly. They apologize for that, just to turn around and freak out again. So how many times am I supposed to be confused, misunderstood? Okay? How many times am I supposed to fail? What about all the victories? What about all the victories that you accomplish by being motivated by me? What about those rewards? What about those accolades? I'm waiting. So there we have it, beautiful beings. It is time that I handle my business. I was supposed to do my nails. Didn't get a chance. I got something I'm going to do. I'm going to practice. Try some new interventions. Okay? Clear the air. I am one with the universe. I am one with creation. I am one with the universe. I am one with nature. There's no reason for me to say something to you that I don't want to say back to myself. If I were to say to myself, I don't want to do this, I don't want to drive truck, I would say, it's the most comfortable, easiest thing you could do. You got shelter, you got food, you got money. You know, that's what I would tell up and growing me, okay? Especially someone who's antisocial, don't get along with nobody, not a people person. It's best to be in that truck by yourself. Because the group effort, the corporate ladder is bullshit. We don't do interviews. They don't ask truck drivers, what make you think you deserve this job? No, we're needed. We're in demand. So, people go through stress and trauma and drama. They want to quit before they even get started. People quit 100 times before they even get started. And this person literally quit, went on vacation to Mexico and South America. Then came back and finished where they left off. And then just to tell me again, they're not going to do it. They don't want to do it. So what am I actually dealing with? It sounds like I'm dealing with a patient. Literally. So there we have it, beautiful beings. I could go on and on and on. I'm not stressed out. I'm just trying to figure out why all of a sudden you can guide somebody or give them your perspective and all of a sudden you become their punching bag. This divide and conquer. You're a practitioner, I'm a practitioner. This divide and conquer shit has to stop. You are working with the enemy for free. Okay? And then what makes it so bad, I'm going to tell you something. What makes it so bad, you're working with the enemy for free. Like, nobody gave you no command prompts. Nobody brainwashed you, or did they? You apologized, you came back, you disturbed my peace again, or attempted to. Like you broke up with me again. You dismissed me again. Because I told you to keep your job, don't go into another country and just walk away. I wish bad on your business. Imagine that. You tell a person, no, don't stop driving truck. You need it. You need the money. just for them to say they used it against me and said that I wish bad on their business. That they can't do it. If you could do it without the money, why are you here? If you could get your life started and established, why are you here? Petrified wood, lost. It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything. Ashe. That's what my mom said. Oh, you need a storage house. You in the house. You in the house. You won't leave. I put all my stuff in a storage house, rented my house out, and got the hell on. Yeah, when I went to California. I sure did. Rented that house out and got the hell on. Okay. You get what I'm saying. Here we is supposed to be making people comfortable and feel safe to get out of their comfort zone. And people pushing you right back in your comfort zone. Some people are literally damaged goods, believe it or not. And then imagine this. You leave the country, you go somewhere, and then you want to downplay everybody else. They ain't never left. They ain't never been nowhere. They ain't moving nowhere. They going to be stuck. They going to be trapped in the system. And all they did was go to another system. Because once they start trading fiat currency, they're in another system. Where they don't even speak the language. Don't know the laws. Nothing. So, I'm going to leave it there, beautiful beings. For any reason, if this video gets cut or whatever, muted, I'll just edit it later. But I am about to upload it. And, yeah, some people are lost. They're lost, they're petrified wood. And they think because they did something once. That'd be like, I strike gold on $1 million ticket or something. And I say, yeah, they don't know how to play. They don't know how to get guided. They ain't in tune with their spirit. Ooh. Instead of just staying humble and appreciating what was divinely aligned with me. So there we have it. Unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free.